Hello, and welcome back to Diecast Graveyard. My name is Paul. We got an awesome wheel swap today. We have a Matchbox Toyota Hilux pickup truck. Now these Toyota Hilux pickup trucks, they rival the Toyota Tacoma. The thing with the Hilux pickup, you cannot purchase them in the United States. They fall under a category of a luxury tax called the chicken tax, which covers different types of produce that comes into the country, etc. And it's a 25% tax. Now, what a pickup truck has doing on a list for taxes for produce and importables, I don't know. But it's a darn shame because these pickups are tough as heck and they're a fantastic truck. Grab your adult beverage and join along in this wheel swap. Here we have the truck, and I saw this in the store. I think it was a Dollar General or something like that. And these are really cool pickups. I used to drive one of these when I was working overseas. And like I said, they're a fantastic truck. If they sold these in the United States, this would be the #1 selling vehicle, I promise you, because they're tough as nails. Now notice how this particular truck here has the right-hand drive in it, which is pretty awesome. Now the wheels, they're not bad. They're plastic, and I just don't care for the cheap plastic wheels. So we're going to go ahead and switch those out. And the truck itself, we're going to pretty much leave that alone. Now, you look at the clearance on these wheels, and they barely fit. Now, you could put a street wheel in there, but it's screaming for 4x4. Here I got these beautiful Sam Ed wheels. And we're going to put these wheels on the truck. But the thing is that the channel that the wheels sit in is too shallow for the wheels to fit in the truck properly. And what I mean by that is I'm going to have to file that down and make the channel deeper in order to set the wheels down lower so they'll fit inside the truck. And you may have to do that if you're using some of these larger wheels. And there's today's tip from your Uncle Paulie. We're going to have to trim the axle down, and we'll have to glue that wheel down in the base also, because it will travel up and down because you had to bend the clips out, or the tabs, in order to keep the wheel in place. So we're going to have to glue that in place a little bit. But we'll get to that in a moment. I'm going to hold the wheels in place with this JB Weld Super Weld kit that uses UV light to clear the glue that you put in. Now, one of the other things you want to be careful about is this glue is a very... the viscosity of the glue is very, very wet. It's very thin. And it will travel down the axle, so you only want to put a little bit, because if you put a lot, capillary action is going to take that glue down the axle. It's going to get in your wheel hub, and it's going to freeze up the wheel. So you really have to be careful here, or you're going to glue the wheel in place also. So only apply a little bit and experiment with it. But so far, this kit is pretty good. We'll repeat the step on the back axle in the truck. And again, I had to use a file to file out the channel to get the wheels to sit lower so they wouldn't rub on the inside of the fender wells of the truck. Now again, using the Super Weld and the UV light that comes with it, I'm going ahead and I'm using a little bit of that glue to glue that wheel in place so it doesn't travel on the inside of the base. You're going to have to experiment with this. The kit's pretty good, but I'll tell you, if you use too much glue, it will travel down the axle and it will lock your wheels. So be careful when you go ahead and do that. But other than that, the kit works well.
Meanwhile,
here we've got all of our pieces. We got the body, which is excellent. But something like this in the future, I mean, the details on this and the tail lights, the headlights, etc., are excellent. And I didn't want to mess those up. The interior looks good. The glass is brand new, of course. Let's go ahead and put everything together and see the result of what we did today. What a fantastic build and what a fun time this was. And here's what we started with. This Matchbox Toyota Hilux. This pickup is a fantastic looking little ride, and I've used these again, like I told you, overseas before, but they fall under some stupid thing called the chicken tax, and that's why you cannot get the Toyota Hilux pickup in the United States. It's really stupid, and whoever came up with this one really needs to be voted out of office if they're not out already. But this is a law that needs to be changed. We took the truck apart, we took the wheels off, we put some beautiful Samed wheels on there, and we put it all back together. Let's go ahead and look at the result. And here's what we got. Look at those beautiful wheels on there. Those Samed wheels are incredible, and they look great on this pickup. I actually could have lowered this a little bit more. I mean, it's on the very edge of where it could possibly rub, but it doesn't. I make sure all my builds roll from past experiences I've had. But just, again, you're going to have to experiment with this. Now, the other thing that I could have done is I could have filed a channel on the bottom portion of the base and lowered the wheels that much more. And then I could have possibly used a little bit of a larger wheel. But the way it is right now, it looks fantastic. It rolls good. And this was a fantastic wheel swap. It was a lot of fun to do. And I would love to see the wheel swaps that you do. Go ahead and drop me a line in the comments or send a picture to Uncle Paulie at diecastgraveyard.com, and I'd love to see what you do. This video today is brought to you by Samed Wheels. Samed Wheels has a very large variety of wheels and accessories for all your die-cast needs. Check out their website and look at all the different varieties of wheels they have. The hardest decision you'll have to make is which ones you want. Samed Wheels at www.samedwheels.com. Check them out today. Thank you for joining me today on Diecast Graveyard. We've got a lot more videos coming up in the future, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And thank you again for joining me here today. If there's something you'd like to see, put it in the comments. Thank you, and cheers.